Well, it's about 10 minutes past 11. The station is 88.1 FM BCA Radio. A very good morning and thank you for joining us on today's edition of the program Executive Brief on Radio, audience participatory program that features the Honorable Commissioner for Information in the person of Prince Oke Kano. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you join us again on the show this morning.
Thank you, Kechi. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. As usual, this week's edition will bring you exclusive insights into the outcome of yesterday's State Executive Council meeting, as well as updates on Governor Alex Oti's administration. You can be part of the conversation by dialing 0814 299 1448 when the time comes. And I assure you, the Honorable Commissioner is poised, as usual, to take your questions and, of course, your comments. Remember, this program is simulcast on Flow 49.9 FM. Omahia Real 99.1 FM, Aba, and Family Love FM 99.1 FM. You can also join us on YouTube at BCA Radio TV. Okay, my name is Nkechi Nwogo, and this morning, my co-anchor is Chukuma Emele. Chukuma, you're welcome.
Thank you, Enke. Honorable Commissioner, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Emele.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, once again, you are welcome. Chukuma, you have the first question.
Honorable Commissioner, sir.
Yeah.
Last week was saturated with activities marking the second year anniversary of Governor Alex Oti. How was the celebration?
Well, thank you for the question. Yes, like you rightly said, the past week was a beehive of activities for those of us in government, and that was the past week was the climax of the celebration of the second anniversary of this government, and there were a flurry of activities. Of course, that commenced the previous week with church services, and during this past week we had an anniversary at school. There was a public lecture, and there was a grand finale at the Township Stadium and a parade for the governor, and it ended up with a state banquet. In all these, Abians were in attendance. They attended massively. But one thing stood out clear. Abians were full of praise and thanksgiving. They praised the governor for what he has done in just 2 years, and thank God for answering their prayers by making it possible that His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti is in the saddle today as the governor of this state. And they were all saying that if in 2 years he's been able to do the much he has done, only God knows what will happen in another 2 years. And probably if he decides to go for a second term, in another 6 years. So it was a massive week for all of us. Abians are very happy at what is going on. Abians, not just Abians at home, but Abians outside of Abia State and Abians in diaspora. Messages poured in all through the week, and they've continued to come in. Even as yesterday, more messages are coming in. And all this points to something that has occurred in our state. We have a new Abia. Things have changed. The old ways are gone. We have a new Abia where things are done differently. And it's not just by way of talking about it. It's concretized with what the eyes can see and hands can touch. So Abians are very happy. It's all over the place. And that's what this whole past week spoke to.
Okay. In a related development, Honorable Commissioner, last week, Saturday, the good people of Isialanga rolled out their drums to honor the number one citizen of the state, Dr. Alex Joma Oti. As the mouthpiece of the state, Commissioner, can you let us into the significance of this reception?
Yeah, it was all, it was in tandem with the second year anniversary as well. Like I did say, the governor is receiving the encomiums from all across the globe. And most importantly, this came from his own people.
Yeah.
the support has been quite organic, and the political eggheads from Isialangwa North and South came together and decided to fet the governor to thank him for what he has done, not just for Isialangwa North and South, and but for the whole state. But they went ahead to endorse the governor for a second tenure by come 2027, and even went ahead to say he should continue till the next 6 years. The crowd, the crowd that attended the event was massive.
Mm-hmm.
There were lots and lots of, everywhere was filled up, and you could see it on the faces of the people. They were all happy, and they made a few requests, which of course the governor as usual acceded to, all in an attempt to improve, the state of infrastructure and the living standards of the people. For instance, the very facility where this thing was held, I think it's all called the Sami Esolo Stadium. It has been there for decades, and previous governments,
come and go.
Yes, had somebody say that over 3 billion had been, invested in that. Yeah, sunk in that, nothing happened. So just a simple appeal, and the governor acceded to it and immediately directed the Honorable Commissioner for Works and the Commissioner for Sports to ensure that that facility is turned around. That's the kind of governor was quite effusive, asking the governor to come around the industry. But the governor, in his usual way, told them that he would listen to God, and that it's when God speaks to him that maybe he will respond to the invitation. But he did thank them for going all the way and for coming out massively, to appreciate him and what he has been able to do in 2 years. That was a massive endorsement of the government. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Honorable Commissioner, sir, during the reception, the governor also promised to construct the Umadro Road in Isioma Ngwa. So we want to know how important is that road to the people?
Yeah, these are arterial roads that leads to the city, that makes interconnectivity, between towns and cities very possible. Of course, I don't know that road very well. I don't know about it, but the governor has given his directive that that road be,
it also leads to the Isioma Depot.
Isioma
Depot. Yeah.
And that underscores the importance, because Isioma Depot, is very, very important, very strategic, where we have NNPC, So, of course, your guess is as good as mine, how important that road will be, because it leads to the Isioma Depot. I think it's off that road that will have this other road that leads to geometric power.
Yes.
I can't even remember the name of the road very well now. But that road, they are working on that road seriously, and though it has been slow, the contractor has been slow. That's the road that links up Osisioma to
even to Absut.
Yes, then the one that leads to there's the road from Owerri. If you're coming from Owerri to Umeka, that road, it connects that road as well. Yeah, so it's such an important road.
Okay, now moving a little bit away from the reception organized for the governor during the this week's executive council meeting, decisions were actually made that in this month of June, there will be flag offs and commissioning of about 55 projects in the state. Honorable Commissioner, can you name some of these projects? Just some, because if you begin to name all of them, it could probably take the whole day.
If you recall, the governor had promised in one of these public holidays that massive commissioning of projects, and of course flag offs in 30 days. But again, I want to inform you that we've gone past that threshold.
Okay.
Altogether, 55 projects are involved. 42 projects will be commissioned during this period. It will span a couple of weeks. 14 roads will be commissioned during this period, and a couple of other projects that brings the total number to 15. If I have to give you a little breakdown, the 17 primary health care centers in the state will be commissioned, 17 of them in 17 local governments. And this will be representative of the number of primary health centers that have been renovated and retrofitted. Of course, you are informed about Project Ekweme,
Sure.
which is the renovation, reconstruction, and retrofitting of 200 primary health centers, and this is across that located across the 184 political wards of this state and more. Some AGs have about 2, while others have 1, depending on the size. But the important thing is that the project has gone far. The rate of completion is over 75%. But then you don't expect the governor to go around the whole state commissioner. 184 was commissioning all of them. So what is going to happen is 17 of them across 17 AGAs have been selected, to represent the rest. So commissioning those 17 will be symbolic of, commissioning the rest of the primary health centers. Then, of course, there are roads. There are roads in Abad, of course, Port Harcourt Road during this period will be commissioned. There are roads around in Umuahia that will be commissioned. So altogether, about 14 roads altogether. Okay. After later today, we'll release the complete breakdown of the first phase of those projects and the dates and venues where they will be either commissioned or flagged off.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Commissioner, sir.
Yes, please.
After yesterday's ESCO meeting, Abians were further put on red alert on the outbreak of diphtheria in our neighboring state. Can you enlighten Abians more on that?
Well, diphtheria, of course, is a disease that affects children. It's contagious, and it has a couple of symptoms ranging from coughing, from tonsillitis to red spots on the skin and all that, fever. But it's a disease that affects children a lot. It could affect adults if they're exposed, to the causative factors. However, the disease has been the disease in Imo. It's been spotted in Imo State, and because Imo State is contagious to Abia State, the Abia State Ministry of Health decided to take some precautionary measures. And these precautionary measures, is the reason they issued an advisory, advising Abians at this time to be very vigilant, very careful. And, like they say, prevention is better than cure. So there are some preventive measures they've asked Abians to observe. And they range from vaccination for children, and maybe for any adult that feels, that he or she needs it. So the other one is for people to observe, good hygiene habits at this time, ranging from washing their hands thoroughly with soap and water, coughing, washing your hands after coughing, and cupping your hands. You remember what happened during the COVID era. You cup your hands to sneeze if you're in the public. Yes, so you don't just sneeze anyhow. So people are encouraged to be careful to sneeze, when they're sneezing. And parents are asked to be observant. And if they notice any symptoms of onset of the disease, they should quickly take their children to, to the hospital, where doctors will readily attend to them. The community leaders, traditional leaders, religious leaders, teachers, and school authorities have been, advised at this time to be very vigilant. Community vigilance is encouraged at this time, so that it's a season where if you see something,
Say something.
you say something, you do something, you take action immediately, don't wait, so that the disease doesn't spread. So what our State Minister of Information Health, Minister of Health has done is to put Abians on alert, so that even if that disease eventually comes here, it will not be able to do much damage, because all necessary preparations have been put in place to ensure that if it does come here, Abians will be able to manage it. But so far, we've not heard of AD, not yet. It hasn't been spotted. But like I did say, it's a very contagious disease. So Abians have been warned to be a bit more careful with the way they do things. Having said that, on a happy note, the state has been declared free. You didn't ask me that question. So
No,
let me
I was about to ask you.
okay, let me just,
The river blindness.
Yes.
Where-
yes. So for about 30 years, they attacked that disease very massively. And just recently, the Federal Minister of Health gave Abia State a clean bill of health and said that disease had been adequately, handled. So Abia State the name of our state has been removed from the list of, states with endemic cases of river blindness. So that's on a happy note.
Very happy note.
Yes. And other diseases like Mpox, Lassa fever, cholera, as at the last count, there are no traces of any such, diseases in the state. And that underscores how hard our State Minister of Health, how hard they're working to ensure that the health of Abians is adequately taken care of or managed, as it were. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, dear Honorable Commissioner. The program is Executive Brief on Radio 88.1 FM with our regular guest, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Prince Oke Kano, seated right here in the studio. Remember, you can join us on YouTube at BCA Radio Television, and also sister stations, Flow 94.9 FM, Omaha Real 99.1 FM Aba, and of course Family Love FM 99.1 FM Omaha. Of course, I did tell you earlier that you'll be given opportunity to be part of this program by dialing this number 0814 299 1448. They've started calling already. 0814-299-1448. We've got a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Your voice is a bit low.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, I can't hear you. Can you turn up the
Speak
volume
up,
of
please.
This,
I'm Chid. I'm calling you from Obingbo 2.
yeah, what's the name?
Chidi.
Chidi, sir.
Chidi from where?
Obingbo 2 in Anambra South.
Okay,
Yes,
Chidi,
sir.
how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Fine, thank you.
Yeah.
You want to speak in Igbo? Okay.
Because, please, Honorable Commissioner, in Obingbo 2, we don't have road that leads to Eberi Omuma. That leads to Eberi Omuma in Rivers State. I want our governor to do something concerning the road. If it comes to Owa Junction, we don't have our road is not motorable. Our road is not motorable.
What did you call the road, Chidi?
If you get to Sipet,
Eh?
Oba Junction.
Uh-huh.
That is the road that leads to Eberi Omuma.
Okay.
Sir, the road is not good at all. And two, we don't have electricity. So, I come to governor of these are neighboring states have light and you walk because governor thank you, sir.
This is your request now. Eh? You have a local government chairman. Does he know about it? Eh?
No, I don't know, sir.
You should know now. It's not every problem. First and foremost, if this program was not the anchor. So the problem, that's why I have representatives. We go do knows or it was here, then if radio here, an added effort. But where the people on ground, your councillor, your local government chairman, your House of Assembly member, maybe our radio, the thing might not have enough traction. But I've noted what you say, but I'm only advising that going forward, and this speaks to every other person up on a radio. When you have issues like this, don't wait for this program to highlight them. Use your representatives first. I had you represent who vote, my councillors, my chairman, my then on a house. So if there's a radio here, to effort. I believe when you do it like that, response. Thank you, Mr. Chid, for calling in. Your anxieties or your concerns for your community are noted. There we go.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister. I'm calling Okay, sorry.
Yes. So who am I speaking with?
My name is Postman. I record this name from OBN.
Postman.
Local government, sir.
So you're calling from
OBN Ututu and now to local government of Abia State.
Yeah, you're a regular caller.
Yes, I'm a regular caller, sir. I'm the good apostle of the governor, Dr. Alex.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Moderator, first of all, I want to appreciate the governor, Dr. Alex Oti, his 2 years in office as a governor.
Thank you.
Last week I was in that should be in Iskalangwa South Tebe through the governor, and it was massive. Even we in Naruchuku, almost you look one to before no one goes there again with today was on the land. You can even what take us 3 hours before from Mosoya Junction down Naruchuku can take you less than 30 to 40 minutes now. Even though the contractors are door, okay, but are still on site doing a nice job. So, Mr. Commissioner, sir, the sooner you to push on to the contractors, let them speed the electric and the 2 door in this of one Chuku and the Afia Road. And lastly, last time I said we are appreciating the governor. They are given you to, sir. There won't be any project from this government. We also part of this government. and will continue to support the government of Dr. Alex Otti. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ututu is the Arochukwu local government. Am I? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ututu is now local government.
The government is doing a lot. Only Arochukwu Abia State. Arochukwu is only a part of Abia, and the government, the way the government acts is let the projects go round the state. And I believe Arochukwu has gotten a fair share of projects. It will go to other places and come back to Arochukwu. So if your immediate community doesn't have anything, it doesn't mean the governor or the government has forgotten you. Do you understand? But don't forget that the governor has another 2 years to go. And if he wants to go for a second, he has another 4 years to go. So what that means is that somehow almost every other community will be touched. But I can one by one for line. So I want to encourage you, Postman, that the governor has so far done enough for Arochukwu, but a lot more will still be done. And your immediate community over time, will be affected. Thank you for calling in. And thank you for your very kind words for the governor.
It's 142991448. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Who's calling, please?
My name is Kelechi Oba from Amashtakri.
Kelechi Oba.
From?
Amashtakri, One.
Okay. Ajatakeri. Okay.
Honorable Commissioner, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kelechi. How are you doing?
I remember your voice, sir.
Thank you.
Please, I'm still appealing on behalf of our community on the promise governor.
With regards to what's the appeal about, Kelechi?
About the construction of our road, 6-kilometer road from Arasaki to Mbubo, Imigu Road.
Say the road is from where?
Arasaki Mbubo, Imigu Road, 6-kilometer road.
It will be that. The over time, I believe that that road will be constructed.
Hello, sir.
I said, just believe. We hope that road will be constructed. I want to assure you. Recall that some attention was paid to your community not long ago. So government will always focus on that community. Just a question of time. And some of those rural roads will be reconstructed or constructed for those who are yet to be constructed. Then for those who over time, have gone bad, they will be reconstructed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kelechi, for calling in on the show. We've got another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, moderators of this year.
You're welcome. What's your name, please?
Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, this is Onyema Obuka Omusulike of Nonya.
Okay. Good morning, Mr.
Yeah,
Onyema.
I want to join others in saluting you for a well-deserved 2-year celebration of monumental achievement.
Thank you.
And it is well-deserved. And the accolades is unprecedented. And I really want to use the opportunity to commend you, this administration of Governor Alex Otti, for the new projects you intend to flag up and for the ones you want to commission. These are projects that will really benefit people. Like as I always say, we'll continue to back, we'll continue to support you, and make suggestions that will enable you to achieve them more. Like every other person, equally pleading that maybe in the second phase, our health center at Eziama, Nonya, we will remember, and the roads and other promises made, especially that Eziama Mi road. equally be considered in the weeks as we enter the new phase era. I believe that you have the capacity and what it takes to execute it as you've been doing in other areas. God will continue to bless and bless this administration led by Governor Oates. We love him and he should be focused and remain focused. We pray that God will sustain you, that God that led you this far will continue to be with you as you continue to heed to the cries of people and do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Onyema Buka, for your kind words. Onyema Buka, yes. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, no, good morning. Honorable Commissioner, good morning.
Good morning. Who is speaking?
Hamza Chemela Block Mode.
Say the name is what?
Chemela Block Mode.
Chemela Block Mode.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr.
God bless
Chemela.
you,
God bless you too.
Biko, Honorable Commissioner, Chineke Goziagala program can be with the Lono of Lam with the Cape of Empire. All of the program can be with the Banutania Legacy Governor. After Chineke Goziaga who can be with the Lana Jesus. Amen.
Thank you.
Biko, Honorable Commissioner, Mario Area, Biko, Kembasara Umodechi Primary School. Umodechi Sulu. Primary School. School Lania Potalake Bogongani Lingara. Betebua, School at Takasachano, that's what government in the Melania School. Big made you here now, you're Biko. Utoku School, Umodechi Sulu, Primary School, however, they do Anyaka, Moya. Honorable Commissioner, the Pahodam Salaya with the wafer. Obo Ayani Mebele, the Kuku Modechi. Isi Amakama, there were honor Chilolta. Came by the last year and they make a hand back or not to buy out. So, Tunanya Gaja and Naka or Logge Head, and Yamakama gave a issue local gave Papa. Do not to the Paswaya, Sanadico, Ibele Rulala.
What did you say? I didn't hear you well. What's the appeal? What's the appeal? What happened to the market? I'm not hearing him well. Hello? Hello? I'm not hearing you well. Shift away from your radio.
Okay, sir, are you calling me now?
Yes.
Please ask him na a kuku model if not go with ya before you want to have another position. I am not like it all. I am not like a because of
I'm not hearing him.
Is there a cuckoo model market?
What's wrong with the market?
Okay. What happened to it? Okay, better
Lock up
structure.
shops.
Lock up shops.
Lock up shops.
In the
They
market.
want lock up shops.
Yes.
Oh my God, okay, shade. Oh, lock up shop, shade. Okay.
Yes.
An honorable commissioner.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling in Chemela Block Mode.
So we have a comment from our YouTube page.
Okay.
He said his name is Uroki. And he says, when will you guys start planting trees and flowers in Abia State? It's on our YouTube page.
When will the government start
Planting trees and flowers in Abia State?
That's his own problem.
That's his own problem, sir.
Okay. Wherever you are,
The
okay.
aesthetics of the state.
Yes. Wherever you are, let me inform you. Well, let me thank you for calling in and inform you that this government thinks ahead. The government has started planting flowers and trees to beautify the city, particularly in Aba and Umuahia. In Umuahia, by the time they finish the work, the bank, Library Avenue to Opera Square, all the way down to Umudike Junction is receiving a facelift. Once they finish, you see flowers, you see trees sprout from, on the road there. Then on the road from the tower to Opera Avenue, there are plans to do that as well. I think a similar thing will happen in Aba. So just give us a little time before the end of the year. You begin to see these trees and flowers sprout. Yes. Thank you very much for your concerns.
So 814-299-1448 is Executive Brief on Radio. Hello, good morning.
My name is Vincent. Wow.
Your voice is very faint.
Sorry, my name is Innocent Wankwo. I'm calling you from Obuaya Road, downtown Bonsai.
Is it Innocent?
Wankwo.
Okay, how are you, Mr. Wankwo?
I'm very fine, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I have two questions. One question is, is our governor suspended from Labour Party? Because I am very, very worried. Because anything that will cause our governor not to run for second term, that thing should be abolished. So I somewhere that he is suspended from Labour Party, but I haven't heard from the right source, and I believe you are the right source. Then second question is, we are talking about Ndiolala, while in Obuaya Road, from beginning to the end, there is no pocket where we drop our refuse. So please, I would like to know the very true standing of these two questions.
What did you call it? In the what?
Sanitary inspectors.
I hope me.
Yes, sir.
Searching for the people that throw those things anyhow.
Okay, you're saying you're not seeing sanitary inspectors, eh? Okay. Let me start from the last question. We want a situation whereby Albians will imbibe the habits of cleanliness, keeping the environment clean. We don't even want a situation whereby people will be chasing people around to keep the environment clean. There's a recent story the governor told, whereby somebody was walking on the road and he drank bottled water. After drinking bottled water, he threw the bottle away. He took a step or two. He had to walk back to go and pick the bottle and put in his knapsack and continued. That's the kind of Abians we want. People who are conscious of the environment. He threw away that bottle, but nobody told him. He went back and picked it. So yes, we have to have sanitary inspectors, but we want people to be conscious of the environment. You don't need a sanitary inspector to tell you that your environment is clean. But your complaint is noted, and the message will be passed on, so that part of our bar, will be adequately covered by sanitary inspectors. But like I did say, if people do the needful, we don't want sanitary inspectors. All they need to do, maybe just drive around, inspect, and give good report, but not to look for people to apprehend because they are messing up the environment. Then to your first question, yes, there's some crisis in Labour Party, but the crisis is like a storm in a teacup. I want to inform you, Mr. Innocent Wangu, and our listeners that there is no Labour Party without Dr. Alex Otti. There's no Labour Party without His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. So the group of people who congregate to say they are suspecting the governor, if they suspect Governor Alex Otti from Labour Party, so what's the fate of Labour Party? Labour Party ceases to exist. So you have people who are holding on to straws rather than being reasonable and swallowing their egos and their voting ambitions and coming around to come and sit down and speak with the man who has given Labour Party the image he has today, together with Mr. Peter Obi. These are leaders of the party. So when you hear people say they've suspended them, they didn't suspend them. They suspended themselves more or less because they're not being reasonable. If they're being reasonable, it's time, following the judgment of the Supreme Court, they must sheath their sword, come and sit down and discuss with the people who have made the Labour Party what it is today. If, for instance, Dr. Alex Otti decides to walk away from Labour Party, Peter Obi walks away from Labour Party, that's the end of Labour Party. The Labour Party we know today will cease to exist. They may exist in the way they were before their entrance into the party, but the party will not amount to anything serious. So let me even use this opportunity to some of them or their colleagues are listening to me to sheath the sword, come back, swallow their ego, swallow their voting ambitions, and come back, to sit down and discuss with His Excellency Dr. Alex Otti and Peter Obi. These are the two most important people that have given Labour Party the image and traction it has today as a party. And of course, other leaders, those in the national and state assemblies across the country, they need to come and sit down with them and make peace so that the party can move forward. Thank you for your question, Mr. Innocent, and I believe your anxieties have been addressed.
So we have more comments from our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Rocky responded, he said, "Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner, for taking my comment. Please, can you make walkways a walkway, not a trading post? And 20 buses in Abia State is too small." I don't know what he meant by that, but
Come again, he said what?
he said, "Thank you, Honorable Commissioner, for taking my comments. Please, can you make walkways a walkway, not a trading post? And 20 buses in Abia State is too small."
Mr. Rocky, we make walkways, and the people, citizens who don't think like you, and the people who turn the walkways to trading posts. If you look at the Aguirre Boulevard, you could see that it's supposed to be 6 lanes with walkways, with culverts. But we have people who have manholes. We have people who go to steal the manholes. And when they steal the manholes, they endanger people's lives. You have people on other roads who, instead of allowing people to use the walkways, they go to trade there. That's not what government have proposed those roads for. So the emphasis should be on the people, not the government. This government will always construct standard roads that will have shoulders, that will have walkways. If you drive through Aguirre Boulevard now, you see bus shelters. Government is constructing bus shelters. Okay, and what that translates is that government wants to beautify, our cities, beautify our roads, make our roads, functional for people and for vehicles. But some citizens who don't do things properly are the ones who will go to those roads and begin to trade on such roads. For the 20 buses, it's a pilot project. It's a pilot project. I don't think government will stop at 20 for a big state like ours, but it's like, the electric cars. So government has started installing in Aba and Oma here, charge points where these buses will be charged, for them to move. So it's a pilot project, and once that set comes in and government tests the waters, then government will go, the whole hog to bring in as much buses as possible, so that our people will be conveyed, from one point to the other without let or hindrance. But I must thank you, Mr. Ruki. I can see you're somebody who is giving to beautification of our cities. We want a lot more people to think and reason like you, so that our cities will be what they're meant to be, smart cities. Thank you for your contributions.
Okay, we've got another one from our YouTube page. He says, Honorable, his name is Don Onyekasin Enterprise, and he said, "Good morning, sir. My Honorable Commissioner, I congratulate our Governor, Dr. Alex Oti, on his 2 years in office with great achievements." Okay, and at this point, I think we just have about 4 more minutes to go. So that was a remark. I don't
Okay.
know whether you have anything to say.
No,
to him.
nothing. Just to thank him for his kind words. Thank him for sending in that message. I think it's time to round up now. Let me use this. You want to ask that question?
Honorable Commissioner, before we
Just on
round
sports.
off,
What time?
recently, Abia contingents to the National Sports Festival
Yeah.
won 70 medals for the state, 12 gold, 18 silver, and 40 bronze
Yeah.
medals.
Yeah.
What does it mean to the state?
It means that Abia is rising. It means that we're getting there. Hitherto, we never won such medals at such national meets. This government is investing heavily in the area of sports and empowerment of youths. Sports is our youth that usually take part in sports. So government is encouraging them, creating opportunities for our youth, creating jobs, creating opportunities for those who may be snapped up by clubs abroad, those who play football, and those who can go international. If you check what has happened in 2 years, Abia State has won a lot of medals. Recall that our Paralympics were in Paris sometime last year, and they won gold medals, something that has not happened around this shores before. So I do believe that by the next sports festival, our contingent will move up on the medal table. The commissioner did say that out of 40 sports, Abia State presented at least in 25 sports. So you can imagine maybe why our medal haul was not as much as, to put us in the first, second, or third position. But they're working hard. He had promised that by the time they go for another national festival, Abia will present, at least in more than 25 sports. Unlike this time around when they did 25 out of 40. So the more people you present in various sports, the more medals you are guaranteed to win. So that's the way forward for us. But the important thing is that the state is rising. Sports is bringing a lot of joy to our people. It's helping to rebrand the state and to tell people that Abia State is on the rise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is on that promissory note that I would like to thank in a very special way the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Prince Okekano, for also making it on today's outing executive brief.
I hope you're not
88.1
shutting me
FM.
up because I haven't made my...
Oh, sorry,
This
sir.
man just came with that question. I almost dropped.
Okay.
Yes, what I want to tell Abians is that it's unprecedented for some national to commission 40 projects and flag off 13, altogether 55 projects in a couple of weeks, not minding all the number of projects that have been commissioned before now. In fact, since the beginning of this year, not just since this government has been in power in 2 years. So it's unprecedented, and almost every other community in Abia State will be affected. And that speaks to what the agenda this government have for Abia. So Abia should be expectant as the government goes around to commission these projects and flag off fresh ones. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner, and thank you once again for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me, Nkechi. Thank you, the group.